Right now, my friend and brother, he used to be my friend. After this convention, we're going to see how that works out. Dr. Steve Lemke, Provost of New Orleans Baptist Theological Seminary, but Chair of the Committee on Resolution. Dr. Lemke, glad to have you back.
Thank you. We appreciate the messengers and the discussions we've been having. It is appropriate for us within a large fellowship to have diversity and yet have unity within diversity, to have a spirit of unity in the spirit of Christ, and I think that has characterized our discussions. We have 6 more resolutions to present to you. Carol Yarber will be coming and presenting resolution number 7.
I wanted to say howdy to y'all from Texas. I don't think anyone's told you that yet. Maybe that'll waken you. I'm Carol Yarber from the First Baptist Church of Malakoff, Texas. I'm a messenger there, and I move that the convention adopt resolution number 7 on tithing, stewardship, and the cooperative program. And you'll find this resolution printed on page 11 of the Wednesday SBC bulletin.
Thank you very much, Carol, and howdy to you. It's good to be here in Texas. The question is on the adoption of resolution number 7 on tithing, stewardship, and the cooperative program. Are you ready for the question?
Ask 3A to state his amendment.
Microphone 3A, will you give your name, church, and please state your amendment?
Yes, my name is James Hammock from Bethany Baptist Church in Louisville, Kentucky, and I have an amendment for the first resolved. And it follows.
Okay.
Resolved that the messengers to the Southern Baptist Convention meeting in Houston, Texas, June 11 through 12, 2013, exhort all Southern Baptists to tithe cheerfully and give sacrificially as good stewards of God's blessings to their local churches.
So you like to add and tithe cheerfully and give sacrificially as an amendment?
And give sacrificially as good stewards of God's blessings.
Okay, do we have a second to that amendment? All right, we would ask the committee to respond.
That's an excellent addition.
Okay, the committee thinks that's a very appropriate addition to that. Messengers, do you approve of adding this amendment? Those of you who wish to approve adding this amendment, will you raise your ballots? All right, you may lower them. Those opposed? All right. All right, the amendment does pass. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it very, very much. Anything else?
There's no further discussion, so let's put 7 to a vote.
There's no further discussion. Nobody is out at the,
Hang on.
wait a minute. 7A just came in at the last minute. All right, microphone 7A, please give your name, church, and your amendment.
Phil Thigpen, pastor and messenger of Memorial Baptist Church, Bogalusa, Louisiana.
All right, Phil, what's your amendment?
I'd like to make an amendment to the second resolve, wording it resolved that Southern Baptist and Southern Baptist churches evaluate the faithfulness of their stewardship to financially support missionaries and ministries at home and abroad through the cooperative program and Great Commission giving.
Is there a second to that amendment? Did we hear second? All right. Sarah, is a second to that amendment?
Ask him to send a copy of that.
Well, brother, we would need a copy of that. It's kind of lengthy. Can you bring a copy of that to the table up here? And since there is a... You want to speak to it?
He can give it to a page, he can speak to it.
Give that copy to a page, and if you can speak to your amendment as the page brings it up to the podium.
Okay.
I think the original wording is pretty good. I like it well. At the same time, I've seen, I don't know if other state conventions are like yours, Mr. President, and mine and my provost up there. But what we've seen in Louisiana is actually a rise in undesignated receipts in churches, but the rise in cooperative program giving hasn't met those undesignated receipts. It's a problem. Our churches are giving less, and I think this wording addresses that problem more actively as opposed to passively. And also just clarifying that we don't give to the cooperative program, we give through the cooperative program. So.
Okay, I'm going to ask our Resolutions Committee if they would like to respond to that amendment.
We're not opposed to it.
Okay, the committee is not opposed to adding that part of the amendment to the resolutions. Messengers, are you in favor of adding this amendment to the resolution? If you are, please raise your ballots. Okay, you can lower them. Those who oppose, please raise your ballots. All right, the amendment has been voted for, adopted, and it will be added to the resolution.
We're ready to vote on number 7.
All right, there are no further individuals at the mic, so we're now ready to vote on resolution number 7 on tithing, stewardship, and the cooperative program. Are you ready for the question? All right. All in favor of voting for resolution number 7, please hold your ballots up at this time. You may lower them. All opposed, please raise your ballots up at this time. All right, the resolution has passed. Thank you very, very much. Resolution Committee at this time.
I'm David Crosby, messenger from First Baptist, New Orleans. And Mr. President, I move that the convention adopt resolution number 8 on recognition of the 125th anniversary of the Women's Missionary Union. And that is printed on page 11 of your bulletin today.
Thank you, Dr. Crosby, for the resolution. The resolution number 8 on the recognition of the 125th anniversary of the Women's Missionary Union. All right, we have no one at the mic, so you chose a good one, David. Amen. Amen. So all in favor of resolution number 8 on the recognition of the 125th anniversary of the Women's Missionary Union, please vote by upholding your ballots. Amen. You may lower them. Any opposed? All right, resolution number 8 has passed.
Mr. President, I'm Galen Wendell Jones from Winder, Georgia. I move that the convention adopt resolution number 9 on prayer for the president and other political leaders. You can see your SBC bulletin, page 12, for a printed copy of this resolution.
Questions on the adoption of resolution number 9?
Questions on the adoption of resolution number 9. All right, there's no one at the mic, and so we're ready to ready for the question. All right. All of you who are in favor of resolution number 9 on prayer for the president and other political leaders, please do so by upholding your ballots. Amen. All opposed? Thank you very much. Resolution number 9 has been adopted. Committee?
Mr. President, messengers, I'm Matthew Orbo from Redeemer Fellowship Church in Kansas City. I move that the convention adopt Resolution 10 on violations of religious freedom and assembly in the United States. You'll find this in SBC Bulletin Wednesday, page 12.
Thank you, Brother Matthew. The resolution number 10. There's no one at the mic who have any members to that, so the vote is now will be taken on resolution number 10 on violations of religious freedom and assembly in the United States. If you would like to vote on this amendment at this time, are you ready for the question on resolution number 10? All right. All in favor of resolution number 10, will you please uphold your ballots at this time? Amen. You may lower them. All opposed? Amen. Thank you. Matthew, thank you. Resolution number 10 has been adopted.
Mr. President, messengers, I'm Steve Lemke, messenger from First Baptist Church in New Orleans. I move that the convention adopt resolution number 11 entitled On the Danger of Age Discrimination in Health Care Rationing. You'll see it on the Wednesday bulletin, page 13.
The question is on the adoption of resolution number 11. Are you ready for the question?
Go ahead.
All right, all in favor of adopting resolution number 11 on the danger of age discrimination in healthcare rationing, please say so by upholding your ballot. You may lower them. All opposed? Amen. So resolution number 11 has been adopted.
Mr. President, I'm David Crosby, messenger of First Baptist New Orleans. I move the convention adopt resolution number 12 on America's growing prison population. You can see that on page 14 of the SBC bulletin for Wednesday.
Ladies and gentlemen, the question is on the adoption of resolution number 12 on America's growing prison population. Are you ready for the question?
Ask 2A if he wishes to speak against this.
Microphone 2A, please give your name, church, and if you, looks like you're willing, you want to speak against the resolution.
No, sir.
All right.
This is an amendment.
I'm sorry?
This is for an amendment.
It's for an amendment. Okay, give your name and church and give your amendment.
I'm Heath Woolman, pastor and messenger of Chaplain Baptist Church in Chaplain, Kentucky. Would like to make an amendment to be added under the third resolution as a new paragraph, which states, resolved, that we urge all federal, state, and local criminal justice agencies to increase the support, training, and resources to their personnel, and to increase their cooperation with the Southern Baptist Convention and other like-minded organizations who seek to reach offenders with the life transformational gospel of Jesus Christ. And be it furthered, and then would continue to the next paragraph.
Okay, is there a second to that amendment? All right. Do you want to speak to that amendment at this time, sir?
Yes, sir. Prior to my pastorate in Chaplain, Kentucky, I served as the lead detention counselor for the Polk County Sheriff's Office in Central Florida. I was employed by a local detention facility and was able to organize and implement faith-based and educational resources for the inmates in the county jails, which equaled about 3,000 inmates. During that time, I saw a significant resistance from people within the government systems to allow individuals to come in and to support the offenders by offering the message of the gospel. One thing that we must do is to strive to seek the cooperation between the convention and our government entities in order to be able to reach the offenders prior to their release. In addition, we see an epidemic in our detention facilities because of the lack of training, the lack of support, and the lack of resources offered to the personnel that have been assigned to protect us and to detain those offenders. I move to include this in the resolution to encourage the agencies to better equip their staff and to be more open and willing to partner with us and like-minded organizations to reach the offenders before they are able for release.
Thank you, sir. The Resolutions Committee will speak to that amendment.
I think Brother Heath has touched on something that's important, Mr. President, and I think our committee sees this as a favorable amendment and would support it.
Ask the messengers.
Messengers, will you affirm this amendment to the resolution? If you would like to do that, please raise your ballots at this time. Please lower them. Any opposed the amendment to the resolution? All right. The amendment has been affirmed.
Ask, are you ready for the question on Resolution 12? Someone to speak against on 2A.
Someone to speak against the amendment on 2A. Please give your name. Someone speak against resolution number 12 on 2A. Please give your name, church, and your statement.
Douglas Wendling, messenger from First Baptist Church, Las Cruces, New Mexico. I speak in opposition to Resolution 12. My opposition is not on its intent, but rather its specificity in identifying offenders. In 3 places, it refers to nonviolent. One of our country's greatest problems is drugs. Drugs destroy lives, families, and perpetuates other crimes to support its use. The selling of drugs is classified as a nonviolent crime. The resolution, as written, would, quote, affirm the probation and parole may serve a wise, just, and effective alternative to prolonged incarceration. This is of drug dealers, the very people facilitating the destruction of lives and families. I would like to ask the committee to readdress this resolution and clarify the offenders it is intending to address. Again, I support its intent. It's just the specificity of identifying the offenders.
Okay, thank you, sir. Resolutions Committee, would you like to respond to his objection?
We're leaving nonviolent offenders undefined in the resolution because in various places we are saying in specific instances and when it is appropriate, and those qualifiers we think are sufficient for the resolution's intent.
Question is on the adoption of Resolution 12.
Question then is on the adoption of Resolution number 12. Are you ready for the question? All in favor of voting for Resolution number 12 on Americans' growing prison population, will you do so by raising your ballots at this time? You may lower them. All opposed of adopting the resolution, please raise your ballot. Okay, you may lower them. The Resolution 12 has been adopted by the messengers.
Mr. President, that concludes our report.
Thank you, Dr. Limpley. Will you join me in thanking God for this Resolutions Committee? Thank you. Don't leave yet. Are there any further motions pertaining to the report of the Committee on Resolutions? This concludes the report. Thank you, brothers and Sister Carol. God bless y'all very, very much. Amen.